trust fully in the process and know that the end does exist. It's already here. You just have to choose it. Hey guys, welcome back to another video. In case you're new here, my name is Kim. This is Core Union. I want to share a very inspirational story from one of my clients. We just met Monday, and she explained to me the movement that she's had recently with her specific person. When I share these things, these are meant to inspire you guys. And I just want you to pick up some of the key points in how she changed her energy and her thinking and her approach to things, because these things that she mentioned are, this is what is the game changer. I pray that this is going to hit a lot of you guys to stop doing a lot of the things that you may be doing in your 3D, causing delays. All right. So I'm not going to be one of those people that says that it's going to be super easy, because facing the stuff inside of you, the old programming, can be very painful. But if you do it in the way that I have done myself and that I teach my clients, and you realize that it's not you controlling things, it's not you needing to change your 3D, you're not changing your specific person. Anything and everything that you have deep down in your heart and soul, in the core of you, is already made. You do not have to make it happen. You don't have to control things to make it happen. You're not alone in this. And in fact, the more hands-off you are with it, the better. That doesn't mean that you won't be taking inspired action. But in most cases, not all, in most cases, the inspired action from your perspective may not have anything to do, sorry about that, may not have anything to do with your specific person. And sometimes it might. But oftentimes, when somebody has all of their attention and energy on, I need to figure this out, I need to make this happen, a lot of times their inspired action is coming from who they're being. And if a lot of your time is being spent on identifying with the old story, that need to vent is you embodying, it's you believing in the old story, it's you identifying with and embodying the version of you who is single, trying to manifest. Okay, you're identifying as the ex, trying to get them back. You're thinking that you want them more than they want you. And a lot of you are like, but that's what they said. I'm going to share this knowing that it's going to inspire a lot of you guys. Before I get into it, I'm just going to read what she emailed me. I'll give you a little bit of a backstory. If you love my content, please do like, comment, share, and subscribe. And if you want me to be your coach to help you manifest your SP back or to change the dynamic, I know that I can help you. And by the way, I love helping my clients who are manifesting their SP also manifest more money, promotions, businesses. Like, a lot of people have gone into business for themselves. I know that I can help you. So email a short description to kim@coreunion.com. Go to my website, coreunion.com. You can book either a single session or a package. My scheduling assistant, Olga, will get back to you as soon as possible. All right, so now let me read this and a little bit of a backstory. She did have a relationship with her SP, who is 100% her mirror soul. Like, she knows it. The reason why I say that is that she knows it. And the story is it's kind of classic, a very deep, intense love between the two of them. And they would get very close, and then she would get very scared. He would get very scared. They would get into a lot of this fear of losing each other. So there were multiple separations, but they always ended up coming back around. Some of the separations were longer than others. She had a lot of fear that every time they did get close, this would happen. And from her perception, from how she was seeing things, it was always him. And there were these labels of attachment styles that got put on her because she was seeing a therapist, and she fell for that a little bit. After the last separation, she just decided, no, this is up to me. I'm going to have to go within and do something different. It was very painful because she really thought that the separation previous to that was the last one. And they were talking about moving in together, all of that stuff. So it was really deepening a lot. They both have stories around love not being safe, which these are the root causes. Every time they would get close, she would start to get in her hypervigilance of paying attention to the words that he would use. And she would always kind of say that she sensed when he was starting to get nervous and afraid again, that he was going to pull away again. She learned how to stop beating herself up about it and to forgive herself and to forgive her person. After a short time of the last separation, which was the one that really, she said she described it like she felt like this one really took me out. This one was really the worst of all of them because she really thought that she had already gone past all of it. So when it happened, she was literally in shock, and he had said something that really, really got to her. So she was having a hard time letting that go. She was watching my videos a lot and she was really resonating with her. And then we started working together. So now this is what's come out of it since she has been incredibly focused and disciplined. Kim, I want to share my story with you because I hope it inspires others not to give up and to truly trust in the process. For almost a year, my SP and I were in separation. In the beginning, I was doing all the shallow ego-based affirming, trying to get him to reach out. He did text me a few times, but back then, sorry, but those messages were painful and it didn't lead to anything real because I wasn't really doing the inner work. I wasn't choosing myself or my person. I was stuck choosing my old story over and over again. This is so powerful. Everything changed after I started working with you. I got extremely disciplined and focused, and I took everything very seriously. But when I say this, she doesn't mean that she took it seriously to the point where she put it on the pedestal. She meant she took it seriously to stop doing the habitual 3D things that a lot of people find themselves doing. Sorry about that. I started giving myself love in ways that I hadn't before, doing things that were good for me, things I was genuinely interested in. I also stopped the bad habits that kept me tied to the old version of myself and the old version of my SP. I took everything off of the pedestal, my problems, mental health theories, attachment styles, arguments, the psychology of it all. And I was truly owned, excuse me, and I truly owned that most of it was just perception. Once I did that, I put all of my trust in God and in the process. And she doesn't see God as being separate from her. She realizes that everything within and without is God, that literally God is everything. And so she doesn't look at it that there's a God outside of her, but she also doesn't feel the need to try to take over God's job. And I wanted to mention, because there was another video I wanted to do, and then I'll have to remember where I was here. A lot of times people are actually, when they go into the I am God, blah, 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 they're actually going into just an ego. It's not actually the true God state, because in a true God state, that's in unconditional, pure, divine love. And there's no need to feel the need of dominating or controlling anything. And you're also very easily able to let go of the old stories, okay? Because it has nothing to do with ego. A lot of times, there's nothing wrong with ego, but a lot of times when people are going into what they think is the God state, they're actually just creating another ego. So just be careful with that, because I and my father are one, but my father is greater than I. Okay. It's not that it's separate. It's you want to get in union with that part of yourself that is in trust and knowing that you don't have to control anything, and that God is a loving God and God is going to handle everything for you, because he, or not even a he, because there's no gender, that being wants to give you everything, wants to allow you to experience all of the things that's in your heart and soul. Okay, I went off on a tangent. Let me get back to this. I put all my trust in God and in the process. About a month ago, my SP reached out to me just saying hi, letting me know he'd been thinking of me. I replied, but didn't hear back for another 2 weeks. See, now right there, a lot of people that happens, and then a lot of people get in their feelings about it and they start writing stories. But I want you to really notice what happened here. This time, I didn't let myself spiral into my feelings or thoughts or telling stories about what that meant. She stayed in her end, not, she didn't adhere back into this now. I stayed in my balance and power. I kept imagining the end, the two of us together in the relationship. I didn't chase, overthink, or try to control anything. I trusted and felt the deepening love between us, knowing that as I was feeling it, he was feeling it. Then he started to text me more. And in those messages, he opened up. He told me how much he's realized his mistakes, how he pushed me away because he didn't feel good enough for me. And a lot of times when we're putting our person on a pedestal, and this is not meant in an ego-based way, but when we're thinking, I want them more than they want me, a lot of times them being our perfect mirror, if we're not feeling good enough for them, they're not feeling good enough for us. Okay. So he also shared that he's been taking online courses to grow as a person and become a better man, as he said it. Even then, I didn't cling or analyze to anything. I replied with pure love, telling him, I love you, I believe in you, and I am so proud of you. And a few days later, he called me. Throughout this whole time, I never let myself go back into fear. I didn't complain. I didn't talk about the past, and I didn't overanalyze the present. I stopped reading comments under videos and seeking answers because I wasn't in that mode anymore. Excuse me. I trusted myself fully. Sorry. I trusted in believing that God created the two of us for each other. There was a little something there I didn't want to read because it was confidential. A few weeks after we started communicating, my SP told me that he wanted to come and see me. He drove 4 hours to spend the weekend with me. And when we were together, it felt like nothing had ever happened. It's like all of the time suddenly didn't matter. What stood out the most to me was that I didn't feel the old fear creeping in, asking, how long will this last? That just didn't come up anymore. I had done so much inner work going to the root cause of my fears with my past growing up, revising my past and detaching all the pain and old stories from him. And I let go of my past and I let go of his past. That's a key too. As I did this, I realized he was going through his own changes too. And now I can see that that's the truth. I want others to know, don't give up, but do drop the habits that keep you stuck in fear and anxiety. Stop watching the 3D and waiting for things to change. Trust fully in the process and know that the end does exist. It's already here. You just have to choose it. When you actually go all in and you stop worrying about the time and you stop talking about it and complaining about it, and you go within and you just trust truly what's in your heart and soul, and you don't trust in the past anymore. It's like you wipe the slate clean. Every morning when you wake up, you go into being conscious and aware of who you truly are and who they truly are. You live in the energy of that. One of the things that I shared with her that she obviously did and that I always share with you guys is when you first wake up, go into the energy and go in from, giving thanks to God, and then go into self-concept, and then go into really valuing and loving yourself, go into this realm now of the 3D, and imagine having a wonderful life. Imagine having the best health, security, finances, opportunities. Just really, you want to imagine yourself having a wonderful, easy going, flowing life. Imagine having inner conversations with different people that you come in contact with, and then have an inner conversation from being in the relationship with your person. You guys are just like waking up. Don't wake up and only do the work around your person, because then you're not actually lifting yourself up and filling yourself up with that power. The more love and power you fill yourself up with, then the better your inner work actually does. But you can't make this about getting your person. Your person and you are already one. You're not getting them, you're getting yourself, you're choosing yourself, and then you can choose them in a more powerful way. Then all throughout the day, you carry yourself in the energy of that. not seeking the 3D stuff, like we said, not identifying with the old story. Carry yourself in the energy of fulfillment of being in the relationship. The afternoon, if you can, find a good 10 to 15 minutes, maybe to just do a simple meditation of just breathing, or you can listen to something that's empowering, and then you can tap a little bit into the energy of cuddling together or something. I don't know. Then every hour or two, carry yourself in the energy, repeat the inner work before you go to sleep. When you do that, then the way you're feeling presently and you're in your fear, all of that will go away. Just stop identifying with the old version of you and the old version of them, and stop thinking that it's you making it happen. You are not making it happen. It's not up to you. That's part of the problem. I think people really believe that I'm changing the 3D. I'm changing them. I'm changing them. No, no one to change but self. And the last thing I want to talk about really quickly, one more thing with an SP related thing with one of my clients who's done incredibly well. And I've already mentioned her and her progress with her specific person in a few videos now. She was afraid of one little thing. She felt guilty of one little thing that had nothing to do with him at all. And she made it into such a big deal. She was so afraid if he finds out about this, he's not going to think of me the same. It's going to be a problem. Long story short, without going into all the private details, there is a cultural, almost like a taboo, that if somebody does this thing, which was not a big deal at all, it really isn't at all, that the person should not get married to this person. These cultural taboo things, that's not God. So don't give your power to these things. Anyway, she has manifested from hardly anything in the beginning, really changing herself, really loving herself. It went from just communication to communication increasing to the love confession. We are in an exclusive relationship. And the only thing now is that she wanted to be engaged because she really wants to be married. Now, the latest thing that came up was that old fear came up around that old circumstance. He said he needed space and he couldn't talk to her. A couple days went by. He ended up reaching out and he said to her, I love you. I can't imagine my life without you. I spoke to my aunt about this because, again, going into this cultural taboo, so to speak, which really is not a big deal, this thing that she feels so guilty about. The aunt basically told him, this decision is yours. In other words, the aunt is saying, don't let this cultural thing get in between you and your love. So to my client, if you're watching it, and to anyone else, don't put your power in the fear. Don't feed the fear anymore. Don't put your power in the words that your SP is saying, where I want to marry you. That's what she said. She said, he literally said the words, and this was the first time he said the words, I want to marry you. I want to marry you. But it's this one little thing. He's having a struggle, quote unquote, within himself. His struggle within himself is your struggle that's within yourself, because the two of you guys are one. He's just mirroring it back to you. So stop struggling with it and forgive yourself for it. Let go of the fear around it. Forgive yourself. Tell yourself you're good enough right now and you're perfect exactly how you are. You have to feel that for yourself and let go of this and forgive yourself. And then he will let go of it and he will forgive you. Okay. But you have to, again, make the change. No one to change but self. I love you so much. Anyone that's watching this, if this has inspired you, please do affirm down below with prayer hands and a heart, and just affirm whatever you want. I would love to hear you say things like, I'm currently receiving all of the love, all of the health, and all of the security that I know in my heart and soul I deserve. Okay. And reach out to me if you need me. I'll talk to you guys very soon. I love you so much. Bye.